You're listening to a Nerds podcast. All things nerds, music, horror movies, pro wrestling, video games, anything nerds would like.
Once again, back with another episode of a Nerds podcast. Today, I finally have this lovely lady in here in studio, I guess you would call it studio. SJ, how you doing?
I'm good. How about yourself?
Doing pretty good. Yeah, I want to congratulate you. Didn't you just win a championship or something like that? Win the belt?
Not yet.
Oh, okay.
Hopefully soon, though.
That's cool, though. I mean, you know, I'm just curious, basically, this podcast is called Nerds Podcast, and it's basically for all nerds who like movies, music, pro wrestling, anything nerds would like to vacate to. If you're basically, you don't have to be a nerd, but if maybe nerds vacate to it. So basically what it is. So, were you a fan of professional wrestling as a kid?
Yeah, ever since I was like 5, I was really drawn to the lucha wrestling. And then that came with the WWE wrestling as well.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, who was the wrestler that you most when you were a kid vacated to, or who was the one that stood out?
Well, when I was say around the ages of 7 and 8, the lucha would be Mil Máscaras. As time went on, it was Mil Máscaras, Blue Demon. Who else? There was can't remember his name. La Parca. That was one of my favorites too.
You said La Parca?
Yeah.
Okay, I was making sure.
And in WWE, I would always portray to The Rock, Ric Flair, Macho Man. The girls would be Lita, Trish.
Okay.
China would be one of them too.
Okay. Will you say, are you a byproduct of the Attitude Era, or are you a byproduct of the Ruthless Aggression Era? What is your era of wrestling you would say you are? If you was, I'm saying WWE, of course, though, but what is your era of wrestling that in that place? What wouldn't you consider?
That time frame, it would be the Attitude Era.
Okay.
It was more action.
That's cool. Now, how did you get trained? Who trained you to become a professional wrestler? Who was the school?
Right now, I'm with Five Star Wrestling Academy, and we train consistently, 2 days out of the week, and that's really helped me with my wrestling technique and everything.
Okay. Now, what was it like when you took your first bump? How did that feel?
It was pretty cool. Didn't hurt as much, but as the days went on, then yes.
Okay.
I could feel the pain a little bit.
Yeah. You probably did it right to keep from hurting that much, because I attempted it at one time, and I was back in my early 20s, and it was a school not too far from where I live, and basically told me to take a bump. That's the first time I ever heard that phrase. And when I hit that mat, I was like, I can't do this. I'm not built for this. This hurts way too much. So I commend anyone who can get in that ring and, to hone their craft. I think it's pretty cool. So what is the promotion you are training at now? Is it the same as the school, or is it different?
No, it's the same one. Same school.
What's the name of it again?
5 Star Wrestling Academy.
Okay, cool. And I've do you have any televised shows that are on YouTube or anything like that? That you get in the ring and wrestle? Well, I mean now it's COVID, but before COVID, could you get in the ring and wrestle in front of crowds or anything?
This prior year, I had like one match, but that was like with no crowd. This year was when I did go into a crowd show.
How was that?
It was good. It was a good experience.
Okay, that's pretty cool though.
Mhm.
But yeah, like when you got started, did they help you with does anyone help you with your character development? I mean, how would you rate your promo skills from 1 to 10 if you do promos yet?
Promo skills, I would say around like a 7, 8-ish.
It's not bad.
Now that I'm starting to get the hang of it.
Okay. Now, would you consider yourself more of consider more of a baby face or a heel?
Right now, I'm a babyface, so it's more easy.
You think? Okay.
It's just like working the crowd a little bit and knowing your technique in the ring and stuff.
Okay.
Trying to get the crowd behind you.
Okay, that's cool. Now, what are your viewpoints on do you have any viewpoints on heels? Do you have like a specific kind of like? Oh, you said I'm gonna say babyface first because you said you're a babyface. What's the type of babyface would you consider yourself? Would you see yourself as the rough and tough babyface, the go get 'em babyface? What kind of babyface are you consider yourself as?
I would say like the never back down babyface type.
Okay.
Like I'm up for a fight anytime, anywhere.
That's cool.
I'm ready. So.
Now, I should ask you earlier, like in school, did you take any sports or anything athletic-wise?
No. I did want to join volleyball, but
Mm-hmm.
I had to be like a certain height.
Oh.
So I was like, never mind. But
That's okay. Like, have you ever tried any sort of grappling techniques or a jiu-jitsu? Have you ever thought about training that style? I don't know what style is what do you consider your style of wrestling? Are you a high flyer? Are you a mat chain wrestling? What kind of style do you have, if you have one yet?
right now, I'm sticking to like technique-wise, like move, cross move, and let's see, like some where you not high flying moves, but those where you could just go into it right away. Like those speed moves, more or less.
Okay. So will you consider yourself now? And there's luchador, and there's another phrase for it too, but I can't think the other phrase. Like it's whatever the phrase in like WWE and WCW used to call it, where it was like their version of high flyers, but they were smaller wrestlers. But whatever that, I can't think of it as the other phrasing because it's not luchador. I can't think of what it is. Well, are you a high spot kind of person?
For now, I'm trying.
That's cool. I mean,
I do like the high fly spots and everything, but for right now, I'm just sticking to like regular ground move techniques. Basically, just technical wrestling.
okay. Now, when you were I'm assuming you still watch outside of your school. What wrestling promotions do you like to watch?
At my school, well, I didn't find out about wrestling until like mid-20, like I would say 2014, 2015. There was like a local promotion, and I would always go to their shows, and I would help other stuff. But I don't think that promotion left anymore. And then I went to another local promotion here in Laredo. It's called Laredo Wrestling Alliance, and I really loved their shows.
Okay.
And the organization and everything was really cool.
What's it called again?
Laredo Wrestling Alliance.
Is it? Can I see that on YouTube? How can I watch that promotion?
I think so. I can give you type like Laredo Wrestling, LWA,
Okay.
it should pop up.
Okay, that's cool. Do you have any other ones besides that one?
No, that would be like the only one.
That's cool though. I mean, is that a kind of like a AAA style wrestling? What kind of promotion is that?
It's mixed. They have like American wrestling, and then they have like lucha wrestling. It's a really, really good turnout. I really, really do love the shows.
That's cool though.
Whenever they run.
And that's around your way?
I'm sorry?
Is that close to where you live? Can you get close to the promotion, or like you get to go see live shows? Is it close enough where you can actually go see them?
Oh yeah.
That's a good thing though. I mean, you should promote your smaller local wrestling. I think it's pretty cool that you can do that. Now, this may not really register. I don't know how old you are, but I mean, you said you were in the Attitude Era, but that means you grew up in the Attitude Era. How do you see the female performers now? Do you think that from the era of, I can tell you when I was a kid, there was not many female performers. There was there was Elizabeth, who wasn't really a wrestler. There was Sensational Sherry, was kind of one. You had Alundra Blaze. And then even your Attitude Era, you had Chyna, and you had Lita and all them. Do you think that they're going in the right direction? They're actually, even in your indie promotions, do you think they're doing pretty good as, showcasing female wrestlers?
Yes, I do believe they're doing an incredible job. Everyone's putting their work and their technique in, and I think women's wrestling is getting a lot more needed, and it's being more supported, which is really, really good.
Okay. Now, let's say hypothetically you had your own promotion. Let's say somehow you whatever happened. Oh no, I'm gonna do that question later. I'm gonna do this question now. Let's say you had your own fraction, like a D Generation X or whatever kind of fraction. Who would be the 4 people in your team, and you'll be the 5th one. You'll be the ring general. And this is a question for living and dead. Doesn't matter who it is. Who would be the 4 people you would like to have on your side if you were in I guess an 8-man tag or 10-man tag, 10-woman tag? Who would be it?
Let me see. I would have Trish, Lita, Alexa Bliss, AG Lee, and Nikki Bella.
Okay, that's cool. Get a nice wide variety of people in there in your squad. Now, but you've been training in that school for how long? You said
it's been a year for right now.
That's not bad though. You see, you got the fundamentals down. That's all that matters. Now, when you had a chance to has anyone looked out and saw that you had a potential? Did you see any places that asked to see you train or anything like that yet?
As of right now, no. I'm up for it though.
You'll eventually. It's a year now, so you're in it, so it doesn't matter. I was just curious, man. It'd be cool if someone did, but you're still green, so I guess you're honing your craft. You're in there. You're doing the job. You're doing the work, so you're putting in the work, so. Now, did you have any schooling outside of high school? Did you go to college? You do any community or any kind of degrees or whatnot?
I did go to the community college that's here, but still planning to go back though.
Okay, well, that's cool. Did you have any? If you eventually go back, did you have any what is the word? Do you aspirations? Did you have any goals when you did what were you planning on studying if you do go back? What kind of degree was you planning on trying to get?
My degree would be veterinary medicine.
Okay. Is that a thing outside of pro wrestling? Were you trying to become a veterinarian or some sort of animal doctor or something like that?
Yeah.
That's cool though. What like made you decide to want to even study that?
I've always loved animals, and I always want to rescue every single one.
Mm-hmm.
You just have a big heart with animals.
That's cool though. I mean, that's all right though. I like that. Now, let's say if you got a promotion, let's say someone hired you and they say you can wrestle anyone live or dead, who would you wrestle and why would this person in particular be the one you would wrestle?
The person I would wrestle, it would be Alexa Bliss, because I really like her style, technique.
Mm-hmm.
Her in-ring work is really attention speaking.
Mm-hmm.
So that makes me try to work harder to be as good as her.
Okay.
Yeah, she would be one of the main ones.
You said okay, that's cool though. Now, and this is going to be this is kind of it's a hard question to answer because you're still new, so it's almost a silly question to ask. But I'm just curious anyway. You can just make up anything because you're still new. So let's put it this way: there's no wrong answer. It's only your perception of whatever you might think it is. Like right now, has anyone talked to you about philosophy in wrestling?
Philosophy of wrestling? No. I have researched some stuff,
Mm-hmm.
but I haven't really gotten a chance to get into the philosophy of wrestling still.
Okay. It's like it's a varied thing. I've asked other people who've been in there for years, and some you start 2 years or 8 years or whatever. It's not like a wrong answer, but a lot of people would say something like make it, fake it till you make it, or whatever the metaphor or whatever it is. So I didn't, if you had one, it's cool. If you didn't have one, it didn't make any difference because there's no wrong answer because full disclosure, I'm not a professional wrestler. I'm the person who's a fan. So my opinion doesn't mean anything. So I would never presume to, try to educate on something I have no clue what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I get you.
But yeah, now, do y'all have any storylines and when y'all do, if you do, how does that work in your school if y'all start studying storylines or whatnot?
We usually just try to go with good match wise things.
Mm-hmm.
We do a lot of film studies, and then when we try to portray a match, we try to piece together and then see what works and what doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
We help each other a lot. And we do a lot of in-ring work also. So that helps us with our agility and our footwork and everything.
Okay. That's cool. Now, let's say, and I'm not asking you to recite a promo, but when you have to do a promo, what do you do? Do they keep you a paper? Do you memorize something? Do you just you basically improv? What is the things you have to do to? What do you think would make a great promo? Let's put it that way.
A great promo, I usually just get into my character and just improv whatever comes into mind. and I just try to get the moral of the story like out there in one take or two.
Okay. When you first started doing promos, was it nervous? Were you nervous when you did it, or do you felt like you had it off right away?
The first time it was a little nerve-wracking, but as time went on, it was good. You get used to like the facial techniques and what to say and when to say it and how to say it.
Okay. Now, when you go against a heel, has anyone ever been? Well, I'm assuming not in the baby. When you go against a heel, has everyone been like stiff or been very aggressive in the ring that you had to say, hey, calm down?
No. Everyone I've worked has been really, really good.
That's cool though. I mean, that's all right. I was scared. How old is the people in your school? Is it a varied age, or is it like, everyone's roughly your age?
They vary by age.
Okay. Who's the youngest in your school, and who's the oldest? You don't get to see anybody's name. Like, just tell me their ages, not their names. I mean, wouldn't make any difference.
Let me see. At the top of my head, I think like the youngest is I'm not sure if they're like 19 or 20,
Mm-hmm.
and then the oldest would be like mid-30s.
That's
yeah,
not
mid-30s.
bad. That's not bad. I mean, I think you'll say like 60 or something like that. Okay.
That would be cool though.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
I mean, there's the thing about wrestling. If you are really determined and you can do it, I mean, there's nothing going to stop you. Because I know you probably know who DDP is, Diamond Dallas Page. DDP Yoga and all that stuff now. He was like 36 when he started his pro wrestling career. Like, they get on a mat and actually training. He was 40 when he won his championship belt, his first one. And Batista is not that far off. Batista was like, I think he was in his early 30s, something like that. And he was a bodybuilder before he was a pro wrestler. I think he was in OVW is where he started. And, he's like, the big time dude Drax and what's his name, Guardians of the Galaxy, and he was also part of Evolution, where we call him WWE. So it would have been cool regardless. And 30 is not even a big deal because AJ Styles is 40 now, and he's still high flyer. So age got nothing to do with it. If you can do it, you can do it.
Yeah, like age is just a number.
Mm-hmm. Do you see this as a career down the line? Do you feel like you can keep going? I know it's a hard question to ask. Yeah.
No, it's okay. I do want to like a career out of it, like a contract signing or hopefully WWE or any promotion that I could get into I would be grateful for. So.
That's cool though. Did you ever watch AAA wrestling? Did you ever watch that?
Yes.
Oh, I'm just dumb. I forgot. You actually told me you did. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have asked that question. That was a dumb question. And you actually told me some wrestlers' names that I completely forgot. Sorry about that.
It's okay.
Yeah. Now, would you consider yourself? Would you don the luchador mask at some point? Would you think that would be a thing to do?
That would be cool. I always find that as very like mysterious.
Mm-hmm.
And that way, like the character, you could work a little bit more under the mask. Try to portray it more than without a mask.
Okay.
But yeah.
Like, let's say hypothetically, you make to whatever professional whatever, and you are a female luchador. Do you have a name which you would call yourself different from your name, or it's going to be the same name?
I would go with something different, like mysterious wise.
Would it be like something in Spanish, or it'd be something, I don't know, I'm just curious.
Maybe something mixed, if not, something easy. I don't know.
That's okay. I mean, you got time. You are young. You got time to think of all that stuff, you know. So,
Yeah.
like, have you ever wore a luchador mask before?
I have.
How do you breathe in that thing? I mean, I have one, but I can't. I couldn't imagine myself doing, you know, hitting the ropes. I think I would have fainted.
Yeah, I think each mask it's different. I think some that have like the little openings, some have all the coverings. I guess they're used to it.
Yeah, most likely. Hey, before I ask you the last question, I want to thank you again for being nice enough to like just, you know, take time out of your day for just allowing me to interview. I mean, I really appreciate that. I'm glad we finally get to do this because I've been wanting to do this a long time. I think you're a really cool person, and I like to have as many pro wrestlers on the show as I can, so I can understand your craft and everything you do. So thank you again for allowing me to do this.
Yes, no, thank you. Thank you for the support and thank you for the opportunity.
Oh, it's no problem. It's no problem. I'm no one special really. I just, you know, this is something that I've started doing recently. It hasn't been doing it very long, so you know I still have, you know, a lot to go because my interview skills are better than they were in the beginning, but I still need to work on it a lot more. So I'm not saying I'm in the same boat as you, but I need to hone my skills too. So I'm glad you allowed me to hone my skills by interviewing you. So it's much appreciated.
Yes, thank you.
Now, do you have anything coming up? You know, a shout out or anything you want to like, you know, put out there so people look forward to see you at somewhere.
I do. I have an upcoming event this Friday, March 19th, in Far, Texas.
Cool.
And have another upcoming event, but that's like until April.
Okay. That's cool. Well, thank you again, and I'll hopefully see you soon, and hoping, you know, you come back again and tell me how everything is doing with you and everything's progressing and everything.
Yeah, once again, thank you. I appreciate it really, really, really much.
No problem.
I hope to do it again soon.
Most definitely. I hope you have a good day.
You too. Thank you. Likewise.
All right. Thank you. Bye.
God bless you.
Bye.
Bye.
This was pretty awesome. I'm glad I got to do this. I finally got to do this right here, and I am very grateful. So I'm keep talking so I can make sure I have this person's name right, and it is I'm just gonna say SJ is her name, and I also very grateful for doing this, and hopefully down the line we'll get to do this again. So, you know, I'm gonna do basically the zombie sound effects for this one, and I'll be signing out.